If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, why do you need to pay attention to who's training you? And why am I disappointed in the industry? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business. And a fantastic day to talk about you. I'm coming to you live from Haleiwa, Oahu. It's a nice day. It's like 75, it's 84. Excuse me, it's 84 degrees and kind of humid today. But still a perfect day to talk about sales and business. So here's the thing. Hi, I'm Scott. Want to let you know that there are amazing people in the world of heating and air. There's amazing technicians. There's amazing owners. There are other amazing trainers. Fantastic at what they do. But there's a group that follow the profit covers sin model, okay? And if you don't know what profit covers sin is, it's like, well, if I got revenue and I've got money coming in, I'm going to look the other way. And there's a few people who do this. So these are some of the reasons that I have uncovered. Doesn't mean they're all, doesn't mean it's everybody, but I have to exit the industry with the biggest multiple so I have the best bragging rights. Okay. Not my favorite thing. Completely against that. Don't get me wrong. I'm for making the money, doing it the right way. Number two, bragging rights at the bar. I've got $1 billion sales guy, right? But they don't tell you that on the backside, that dude or that chick is treated very well and they're served leads to keep them for those bragging rights at the bar. And for some of those salespeople, they didn't earn it. They're not good. They would never be able to go somewhere else and close deals in the same fashion. And for some of them, they only care about the money. So this is like all the business owners. So what they do is they're like, hey, here is the normal and moral line for the world of sales. You know what I'm willing to do is I'm willing to kind of forego morality and shift it this direction for bragging rights about a multiple, for bragging rights at a bar, or just because like I need to have an island in the South Pacific, which, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have an island in the South Pacific, but I got to have morals to get it that way. So I want to let you know that as a technician or as a salesperson, you really need to pay attention to who you're listening to, because if some people have shifted what they believe and what they think could be done, that also means that they've left some foxes in the hen house. That means that some, and I'm going to use this term very, very loosely, some sales trainers out there can do and say whatever it takes to help technicians or salespeople close deals. Now, a couple of videos that I watched, just borderline or flat out shenanigans. Borderline or flat out shenanigans. Lie and say and do anything to close the deal. Lie and say and do anything to set that tech lead so that you can either A, have bragging rights at the bar as a technician, B, having bragging rights in a meeting, or C, be on a leaderboard for one of the companies that keeps track for national numbers or for numbers inside of the business. And like, look, here's the problem. Here's the problem. At this model, at some point, the feds are going to get involved. At this model, at some point, the feds are going to go, oh, you were making stuff up about financing and saying that things about financing that just aren't true. Not a good place to be. Advertising and saying things, you're going to get the FCC involved. If the industry decides not to regulate itself and to not call out some of this action and say, like, that's not okay, that's like, you need to stop doing this, this isn't okay, then the repercussions are the feds come in and they're not easy to deal with. They're super challenging on what needs to get done. So let me remind you, if you want to be better at sales, you want to be good at what you do, you should absolutely join my email publication, hvactechsecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel. It's an email publication. You get emails from me. I think I sent one out like 2 weeks ago. I got to be better at it. It's not like you're going to get bombarded every day, and occasionally I sell stuff, okay? So here's a couple things that you could do about it. One, ask questions in the meeting. Are you saying that I should call this person out, flat out break the rules and lie, right? It's not going to be popular, but everybody else is in the room going, gosh, why isn't somebody calling this person out? How come the owner's not calling this dude or chick out? How come the manager's not calling this person out, okay? And if that doesn't work, then you quietly go to the manager, to the business owner, and say, I've got a problem with this. And if they don't address it and they don't want to have a conversation about it, you could loudly go to the manager or to the business owner and say, hey, I've got a problem with this. And if that doesn't work, then leave. Right? Like, so listen, money is fantastic. Money is amazing. But if you decide to sell your morals and to sell what you have going on to get that money, I got a problem with that. Right? So there's lots of really good companies out there. There's lots of really good coaches out there. There's lots of really good trainers out there. But there is a slim majority of these dudes and chicks that have no freaking morals. And let's just say they have no morals. And if you decide that you're like, hey, this is the dude or the chick that I want to follow, you're going to start here and then slowly go here, 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 here. And then you're going to say, like, what happened? What happened? Like, this isn't something that I would have done. It's a slow progression over time, right? So I really think that every company should have some sort of honor code. Like, what do we stand for? What do we do? Right? What do we do in the face of adversity? Like, we're this far away from our monthly goal, quarterly goal, yearly goal. What morals are we willing to bend to get that number or to say that we hit a number? Like, me personally, I'm like, I'd much rather say I missed it and did the right thing than I did it and well, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm sorry, but you guys were the end people on the quarter, and we kind of lied just to get the deal so that we could fudge the numbers, so that we could get the multiple, or that we could show massive profits, or that we could bring the guy up in front of the room, right? Like, I would encourage you, if your company doesn't have a moral code, I think that you should have one. I think that as a technician, you should decide and say, hey, look, these are the things. Oh, they're going pig hunting. These are just, wild boar, wild pig out here on the North Shore of Oahu is a big thing. I think that you should have your own moral code and say, like, here's what I'm willing to do and not willing to do, and not step outside those boundaries. And you might, just as a heads up, you might get some FOMO when you see somebody else on the stage. But man, being able to sleep at night, being able to know that you did the right thing, being able to know that you took care of Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, Mr. Jones, far more important. 10 years from now, 10 years from today, yeah, your rewards are going to matter. 10 years from now, 10 years from today, your morals are going to be far more important. So I would highly encourage you to, like, for some like, it's a section of the training. It's a section that people decide to go rogue and make stuff up and teach, lie, cheat, and steal and make a deal at all costs. And listen, like, on that pendulum of, like, if you're a high pressure salesperson or low pressure salesperson, I get the high pressure. I get the, like, hey, let's close a deal. Hey, that is a personality for some people. They're not making stuff up and they're not lying. They're asking for the business. Yay them. On the other end, you got people who are passive and they close deals and they make stuff happen and they're moral. Yay them. Fantastic. I'm going to promise you, if this shenanigans doesn't end 3-ish, maybe 5 years out, the industry is going to look entirely different. As a side note, what you should do is go look up tin knockers. I'll give you the punchline to the joke. In the late 70s and early 80s, there were tin knockers in the UK. And tin knockers would do this. They would go and knock on the door. They did door-to-door sales. And they would accept money to go put siding on a house. And then they would get the down payment, and you would never see that dude or that chick again. They did a scam. And so if you go to the UK now and you talk about tin knockers, people get frustrated, angry, upset, especially if they were around in the late 70s, early 80s. Like, it destroyed that market. It destroyed that industry. We are this freaking close to a couple of bad apples, a couple of bad apple owners, a couple of bad apple trainers, a couple of bad apple technicians and salespeople forcing the industry. It only takes 3%. It only takes 3% of a population to make change, either good or bad, right? That pendulum goes both ways, right? So my fair warning, there's going to be a point where these shenanigans cost too much, cause too many problems. One person, one client that's a friend of a congressman or a senator or somebody who goes and is like, yeah, I had XYZ company come out and I completely got screwed. And the senator goes, gosh, golly darn it. I could take this to the news and to my constituency and we can run with it. So I challenge you to keep your morals. You got one of three things to do from here, just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.